Hello, and welcome to another Lincoln property blog, brought to you by Ben from Walters of Lincolnshire. This week we look at why 1 in 3 Lincoln homes are still unsold after 12 weeks, and what is going wrong. There is a significant shift occurring in the Lincoln property market, and if you are planning to sell your home in LN1 to LN6 or the surrounding villages, it is a trend you cannot afford to ignore. While national headlines often obsess over interest rates, a much more revealing local metric is emerging: time on market. The Lincoln reality: slower sales and higher withdrawal rates. Recent data shows that the average Lincoln home takes 102 days to sell, significantly trailing the national average of 77 days. However, time to sell only tells half the story, because not every home listed actually makes it to completion. Over the last 12 months, looking at all estate agents in Lincoln combined, only 55.1% of homes that left the market resulted in a successful move. The remaining 44.9% of Lincoln homes were withdrawn unsold. Essentially, nearly half of the people who put a for sale sign up in Lincoln end up taking it down without moving. However, at Walters we are extremely proud that during last year, we completed on 93% of our instructions over the same period. The 12-week threshold, a ticking clock for sellers. At the time of writing, there are 1,188 homes for sale in Lincoln. The statistics for these listings are eye-opening. 428 properties, 36%, have been on the market for more than 12 weeks. 205 properties have been languishing for more than 26 weeks. These stats point to something more significant: a property market where timing is becoming just as important as pricing. Let's look at the probability of a sale and why the first 4 weeks matter. Research from Denton House Research, which analysed over 900,000 UK property sales, highlights just how quickly buyer interest fades. So let's look at time on market and the percentage of total sales agreed. Week 1, 8%. Week 2, 14.2%, Week 3, 11.4%, Week 4, 8.2%, Week 8, 3.9%, Week 16, 1.5%, Week 26, 0.6%. The golden window. 41.8% of all UK house sales happen within the first 4 weeks. That rises to 61.7% of sales within 8 weeks. By week 12, your chances of finding a buyer drop to just 14.5%. Don't fall into the stale listing trap. When a property misses that initial window, buyer perception shifts. Instead of a fresh opportunity, it becomes a stale listing. Prospective buyers in Lincoln start asking, "What's wrong with it?" even if the house is perfect. Furthermore, the speed of your sale directly impacts whether you actually move. Sold within 25 days, you have a 94% chance of reaching exchange and completion. Sold after 100 days, that success rate plummets to just 56%. The challenge arises when that initial window is missed. Once a property has been on the market for several months, buyer perception begins to shift. Rather than being seen as a new opportunity, it risks being viewed as a home which has something wrong with it. Prospective buyers start to question why it has not sold, and in many cases assume there must be an underlying issue, whether justified or not. So what are the common pitfalls? Overpricing and long contracts. Why are so many Lincoln homes for sale sitting idle? 2 factors usually stand out. Testing the market. Many sellers are advised or choose to test the market at a higher figure, with the expectation that adjustments can be made later if needed. While this approach may appear to be the best approach, it often has the opposite effect. That's not to say that you can't test the market, but you must do that within a very short period of no more than a couple of weeks. If you haven't achieved the sale or any serious interest in those few weeks, that is the time to take the asking price down. If you delay a price reduction until week 8 or beyond, the property has already been exposed to the most active segment of buyers, and the opportunity to generate strong early interest has passed. Instead of testing the market, You have tested the market's patience, and it has moved on. In this context, pricing is not simply about achieving the highest possible figure. It is about positioning a property correctly from the outset to attract the right level of demand. Lengthy sole agency agreements. Some larger Lincoln estate agents insist on 20 or 26-week tie-in periods. These long contracts often protect the agent's commission rather than the seller's interests. Given that the data shows your best chance of selling is in the first few months, a 6-month tie-in is often unnecessary and counterproductive, and are there to protect the agent, not you as the owner. Here at Wolters, we don't have any tie-in period. If we don't deliver on our promises, you are free to leave. This keeps us motivated to achieve the best result for you. My expert advice for Lincoln homeowners. The Lincoln market is a collection of micro-markets. What works in Bailgate might not apply to North Hykeham or Waddington. However, the relationship between time and success remains constant. The takeaway? To secure a successful move in Lincoln, price accurately from day one to capture the new listing surge. Ensure high-quality presentation to stand out among the 1,188 competing properties. Avoid long tie-in periods that leave you stuck with an agent if the initial strategy fails. If you are thinking about selling and want an honest, evidence-based opinion on your Lincoln home's actual market value with no fluff, no pressure, and no nonsense, I would be delighted to help. To ensure all our clients get the absolute best experience and a total marketing strategy as unique as their homes, we only list 20 properties per month. Our April and May market appraisal slots are now available to book. We ensure that you are always a name and not just a number with Wolters.